Oh,
Snyder Cut.
the Snyder
Redemption.
Cut.
Redemption. So I really had I struggle with my top five because I like so much of this stuff. But here's what I ultimately decided. I watched it again, and the movie's beautiful. Like I really have to say, and especially when you take into account everything that happened to Zack Snyder personally, what DC ended up doing with the mess of Justice League, and the reaction of the fans to produce a movie that was coherent, that was well paced. Okay, yes, it's long, but everything about it just feels right. And for that, I'm going to give it my top five because this was an epic lift. And Zack Snyder and everybody who came together, all the actors and the team, love it. Just love it.
My number five, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Unlike the theatrical Joss Whedon version, this one is devoid of color, so it looks like it falls in with the rest of his other two movies. He did go 16 by 9, or my bad, he did go 4 by 3.
Yes.
Open gate, full on IMAX aspect ratio.
Yep.
Unfortunately, none of our displays at home will ever really take full advantage of it unless we just have a really gigantic 4 by 3 screen at home. But he came through. He came through. Warner Brothers came through. I'm curious of how much money it would have made if they would have released it theatrically. So
Right.
I guess we'll never know
We'll
anymore.
never know.
I do wish that the audio was a little bit better though. I feel like because he finished it at home, he probably didn't have his whole audio studio crew doing the audio. Like it was, I think it was locked in a 7.1.2 layout, if I'm not mistaken.
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2. Doc Ock. I'm not. Tobey Maguire isn't necessarily my favorite Spider-Man. There's something really special about this movie, end to end, thematically. The action is well paced, but again, it's Doc Ock. There's just something about this one that I had to put that one to the top. So that's it. You can criticize the selection.
Avengers Infinity War won out and has taken my number 4 spot. The part where Thanos grabs the moon and throws it at Tony. I was like, are we doing this? I was like, yeah, we're doing this. He goes, if you throw a moon at me again, one more time. I mean, one of the best battles ever,
Yes.
especially in 3D. If you see it in 3D with Atmos, man, that whole scene rocks. Just that the first culmination of all those Marvel movies into Infinity War absolutely pays off.
Couldn't agree more. And
Yeah.
you're going to be hearing me talk about it a little bit later on. So
Oh
I
boy.
agree.
So that is my number 4 best movie of all time. It also sounds really good as well. I know
Yes, it does.
Marvel gets a bad rap for their audio. I feel like it went downhill after Endgame, but Infinity War sounds awesome. So does Endgame. Endgame sounds awesome as well. But yeah, I mean, my preferred way is 3D for that one. 3D with Atmos is my preferred way. 4K is not bad, but I mean, you know, the part where Spider-Man is swinging through all the asteroids or whatever, crashing on the planet, and yeah, it's so good. It's the part where the
On Titan.
Strange. Oh yeah, I'm Titan.
Yep.
Where Strange is kind of held captive, and he got those shards coming out at him when the Maw was gonna like dissect him or whatever he was gonna
Yeah.
do. That 3D is awesome in that
Is it
scene as
real?
well.
Okay, so now I'm going to have to
Yeah.
pick up the 3D version.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you need to get it. You need to get it,
Got it.
dude.
All right. That sounds good. Winter Soldier. That's my number 3. I think that what Marvel did between Winter Soldier and Civil War is really fantastic. In so many ways, Captain America has been the conscience of the Marvel universe in so many ways. And it's ironic, like in the DC, you kind of get this balance with Wonder Woman and Superman in some ways in that regard. But Steve Rogers is always trying to do the right thing. and then to have to face Bucky as the Winter Soldier, to see the tension that causes within him, the way the movie is executed, it's beautifully shot. Absolutely, positively, that's my number three. Now, why not Civil War? You might ask. Is my only critique is, again, as a comic book fan, I think that Marvel, respectfully, missed a couple of really great thematic opportunities with Civil War, especially with the Sokovia Accords. The way that it's balanced between the two situations in the comic book, it actually starts with some superheroes who are trying to do a reality show, and they end up getting some people killed in Stamford, Connecticut, of all places. So yeah, that's why for me it's Captain America, Winter Soldier.
My number three is Zack Snyder's 300. This is Sparta. I
Now you're
mean,
speaking of my family roots, dude.
the
You don't know
Greece, the
that?
Greeks.
Yes, my family is from the mountains in Sparta. So
Yeah, look at
yes,
that. All right, that's
yes,
what we're
yes,
talking
yes.
about, dude. That's like straight from the comic books,
Yeah,
right onto the big screen. The fight where that first battle where they built the wall of dead people, the speed ramps, the slow motion. Yeah, he took a little far in his later years, but I mean, this kind of just really just kicked it off. So many other people copied this after 300 came out.
wow.
He shot everything on green screen.
Yeah,
It looks so good. I mean, still holds up today. One of the best Atmos mixes that you can get. The bass rocks in it, visual style. I mean, he's a great visual director. This is definitely a standout movie. One of the best comic book adaptions out there, and just a fun kind of just. I don't think any of my movies really thought provoking. I'm not sure, but this was a real real kick ass comic book movie.
I agree. You know what's amazing too, for those of you who want to be students of history, is how he weaves in some of these amazing aspects of ancient Greece. So when the Spartans would go off to war, the women would say to them, "Itania pitas," come back with your shield or on it. And
Yeah,
those little elements are there in there, and basically from the battle at Thermopylae, that's really what it is. Thermopilas in Greek is the hot gates or the fiery gates, and you have all of this thing. Well, we're going to shoot our arrows at you. Well, we'll just fight in the shade.
yeah.
Oh, what a
That's
great
great.
choice, dude!
Yeah,
That was good.
really good.
I love it. I love it. I have to. What Christopher Nolan did with the Dark Knight trilogy, it just is at a whole other level. I love Christopher Nolan, and once again, the ability to take what's in the comic book, take these amazing themes, bring them on stage, and bring it to the character, and especially when you have the thread of the League of Shadows throughout the entire trilogy, and how he brings it all together with Bane and with Ra's al Ghul's daughter at the end with that great reveal. Yeah, Dark Knight is absolutely my number two. Doesn't get old. Perfect movie.
Are we talking about the second movie, not the third movie,
I'm,
not
I'm gonna
Rises?
I'm gonna bundle it, but I'm gonna say you really have to give the nod to Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Of the three, I love them all, but Dark Knight's in a class of itself.
My number two. This is going to be 1989's Batman, starring Michael Keaton and Jack
Right.
Nicholson. I mean, what more is there to say? I mean, this is we are now taking comic book movies seriously. Mr. Mom would be maybe the definitive Batman for a lot of folks. The 4K, I think they changed a few things in the 4K, if I'm not
Did
mistaken, some of the machine gun sounds and stuff like that. But nothing really drastic.
great. People might not remember. You mentioned it. Michael Keaton was a comedic actor, and there was a lot of blowback in the comic book fandom when he was named to be Batman. People couldn't really wrap their head around it. And then, do you remember when it came out? It was a different time in cinema. So you didn't have like these mega cineplexes of,
Hmm.
16, 20 movie theaters. So this was playing in cinema houses where it was two or three movies. It was so difficult to get tickets. And
Yeah.
there were just lines and lines and lines of people. And I think it was the first movie I've gone to where people clapped at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah,
It
it was
was
awesome.
great. I like Endgame, but to me, there's something amazing about what you get here with the Infinity War. Right from the get go, there's a different sense of gravitas. There's a sense of despair, foreboding, this like inescapable sense of fate, and it's all supported with a really beautiful musical score as well. And you get all the complication of Thanos throughout, and he's a character where as a villain, he has this sort of moral or ethical stance which really has no basis at the end of the day, and how he's perverted his sense of love when he throws Gamora off for the Infinity Stone, when all of these different aspects happen, and then at the end when everybody starts to disappear and the movie ends. I remember sitting in the movie theater and going, "Oh my gosh, that's it." I said, "This is this generation's Empire Strikes Back moment." I had exactly the same feeling when I saw Empire Strikes Back in the movie theater. And you're like, "Wait a minute. There's nothing else? It's over?"
All right, so I'm gonna go 1978's Superman the Motion Picture. Maybe it's the nostalgia, but when you watch it, it starts off when he's in Smallville, so it's like this real. Well, it starts off where he's in like Krypton, so it's like this outer space comic booky type of thing, sci-fi thing. Then he goes on Earth, and it's like this beautiful vistas of like Smallville mountains. It's got this really soft focus to it, so it's like a little dreamy looking, beautifully shot, family moment. Pa dies. You're like, oh, that kind of hurts a little bit. I remember when I saw that. And his mom's old, has got the gray hair, overlooking the farm. I was like, Mom, I gotta leave. I'm going to Metropolis. I was like, how you gonna leave your mom? Your mom's like 80 years old. You're gonna leave your mom? But then he goes to New York. He goes to Metropolis, and it's like a whole different movie. It's like totally different. It's like straight up comic book now. We see Lex Luthor. We saw Ned Beatty's character in the subway, and then we get the infamous helicopter scene, and I was
Right.
just like, oh shoot, this is like the real deal. This is like real special effects. I mean, I still think it holds up today. Some of the flying scenes, here and there, but for what it was back then, it still looks. When he's running across next to the train, that
Yes.
still looks great. Still looks great.
And don't forget the John Williams score.
The
It's
score,
so
winner.
good, right?
Classic. I hope. Well, I mean, they remixed it basically for this new Superman movie. I don't know if they're gonna put that in the actual movie, but for the trailer, it's mixed in there a little bit. So I mean, absolute classic movie.
Great.
I don't know how many people nowadays, like these guys watching it, if they're younger or what, would appreciate it. But just probably because of the effects and stuff. But for us older guys, I think we can appreciate the some of the nostalgia it brings, and basically, really taking comic book movies seriously until Batman came out.
That there was such a risk. Have you seen the Christopher Reeve documentary by chance?
Nah, I didn't want to get all like teary eyed, so I was like, nah,
So
let's skip that one.
I highly recommend it. And if you guys haven't seen it, because there's really Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, right, has become sort of inseparable, and I think Christopher Reeve as Superman is inseparable. And to see the impact of that movie, the impact of the character, and how it became larger than life. So, it established the validity of the comic book genre, which I think is really important to underscore, and then how he was able to manifest that in his life. The great score that we talked about that came with it and the legacy that left. I don't think it can be overestimated, the importance of that movie. And then the success of Superman 2 that followed along with it. Those were, couldn't agree more.
Well, guys, those are our picks for the 5 best comic book movies of all time. Do you agree with our list? Or do you think we're totally off base? Whatever it is, leave your comments down below and write your list down in the comments as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.